Hi, everybody. My name is Susan Austin, and I am teaching your English 112 Writing, Research, and the Disciplines course this summer. I'm so glad you decided to take my class, and I'm so glad you're a student at JCC. I know that it's going to be quick and there will be a lot of work to do, but hopefully it won't be so bad and maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit. I know some people don't always think that English is so enjoyable, but hopefully by the end of this, you'll gain some new skills for researching and you'll feel more comfortable with APA formatting. And we'll also be adding on to the things that you learned in English 111. So if you have not taken English 111, then you're probably in the wrong class. Maybe you signed up for the wrong class. So just make sure that if you are registered for English 112 that you did complete successfully English 111. And if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to email me. But we would want to get you into the right class if that was the case. So I started off with the screen here just to sort of go through a few things with you to get you started in the course. So obviously you're already here, but just a quick overview. You just need to go to the Johnston Community College homepage, go to the top screen. You'll see the Blackboard icon. You'll click on that and then you'll click into English 112 every time. I do expect, especially during the summer, that you're checking daily. That may seem like a lot, but it's really easy to miss deadlines if you don't. And that's an expectation I have. If you choose not to follow that protocol, then you'll need to maybe keep a calendar of the dates, the due dates, and you probably wouldn't want to go 2 days without checking in. So my expectation is that you check into Blackboard daily and that you check your email daily. That's sort of the minimum for an online class. That's really our only way to communicate. So you really do need to do that. I know everybody's not accustomed to doing that every day, and sometimes it may seem like a burden, but I really do think that'll help you finish successfully. So it doesn't hurt to just sort of take 5 or 10 minutes a day to go ahead and check in, make sure you haven't missed anything, make sure you've completed all of your assignments, and also check into your email. One thing to keep in mind is JCC has a policy that I cannot respond to emails from personal accounts. So you'll have to use your JCC email, and in turn, I have to email you through the JCC account. So some of you may be CCP students and have a Johnston County public school email. Some of you may have a personal Gmail, but I have to do it through the JCC Gmail that was given to you through JCC. So keep that in mind. So the two places you need to check every day: Blackboard to the English 112 site and your email through the JCC Gmail. So I thought I would show you a few things and just sort of give you an overview of how I operate the online class. And it's going to be my goal every Monday to give you a little overview of the week and maybe just at least have a conversation with you that you can watch through the video. So this is a Thursday that I'm communicating with you because we started the week on the 16th, which is Thursday. But normally it would be Monday. And so in a few days on Monday, you'll have another video where I'm explaining things. So hopefully that brings a little bit of the face-to-face element to the online class, and it'll give us a chance to see each other face-to-face in a way. It's not live, but at least you have someone explaining things, and I hope that helps you. So one of the things I use is the announcement page. So I will always do a Monday announcement. Again, in this case, I did a Thursday announcement because that was the day the semester started. But make sure you're always checking that on Monday or the first day of the week. I don't know, I guess we might have Memorial Day on a Monday. That might cause some issues, but most of the time it will be on a Monday. So this week's is a little long because I included an introduction and then I included explanations for all the assignments. Most of my Monday announcements are not this long, so don't worry. You won't have this much to read usually. But in a typical regular semester, I would have 16 weeks of instruction, but in this case we have a shortened semester, so I've had to combine some of the weeks, and so it may seem a little longer sometimes. And yes, you will have more work, more concentrated work in the summer. It's almost like we're folding everything into 2 weeks at a time. So the way I did it this week was I sort of gave you your introduction things to do between Thursday and Sunday, and then on Monday we'll start the actual kind of academic work for the course. So in this announcement I did explain that you needed to do the enrollment verification quiz. If you haven't taken an online class, just a quick explanation would be this is our way of showing that you've entered the course. So the first thing you need to do is take the enrollment verification quiz. It's not graded, it's just sort of a check that you did it. If you would not take that quiz, you would not be enrolled, and I need you to do that by Sunday. Otherwise, I will have to report you as non-attending. This is something that is done through JOLT and the registrar's office, so it's very important that you complete that, and it's very easy. This note says 24 hours, but we did start on a Thursday, so I gave you until Sunday. I would say if you have 10 minutes to spare today on Thursday, go ahead and get it taken. Again, this shows that you entered the course. Some of you may have financial aid, you might have VA benefits, you may have paid for it yourself. So no matter what the case is, you want to make sure you get credit for entering the course on time. So if you do nothing else today, make sure that you complete that enrollment verification quiz. If you're seeing this on a Friday or Saturday because you didn't check in the first day, which you should have, make sure you take it as soon as you check into the course. That's why I gave you until Sunday, because I was trying to give you a little bit of a grace period, but that shouldn't mean that you should procrastinate. I've already explained the email. Make sure that you're using the JCC email. And I've already explained that on Mondays I give you the announcement. And most of my deadlines sort of run Monday to Sunday. If we're doing a discussion board, you would probably have a Thursday deadline to post your response, and then you would have a Sunday deadline to complete. There may be some weeks, because it is summer school, where you might have 2 discussion boards, but I'll always explain those deadlines in the Monday announcement. Typically, you'll see sort of repeated information between the announcement page and the weekly assignments page. I have some folders in there and I'll explain that in a minute. So for this few days, Thursday through Sunday, I want you to do the enrollment verification quiz. That is the #1 priority. Then I want you to read the syllabus. That's very important. That's our contract between the two of us, and it's very important that you read through it. If you have any questions, let me know. It's pretty straightforward. Some key things in there you may note: I do not take late work. Doesn't matter why it's late. I just don't take it. We don't have time for that, especially in the summer. And I generally sort of grade in batches. And if you don't turn your assignment in, then the time that I've sort of set aside to do that grading is lost. So that's why I have the no late policy. If something extraordinary would happen, and I mean life-changing, like a car accident, or something that like a major weather event, then I can adjust sometimes, but I rarely do that, so don't expect it. Anything that has to do with your lack of planning, your personal schedule, your family vacation schedule, anything like that, I would not accept late work. So make sure you plan ahead. And it is summer. I know a lot of you will be on vacation, so make sure you plan accordingly. Wherever you go, you need to have a plan for having internet access. I go to the beach a lot myself, and for years we didn't have internet access at our house there. And just this past year, I think it was, we got it. But before then, I had to go to McDonald's and Bojangles and the public library. Every beach probably has a public library, but that's where I had to do my work when I was down at the beach. So I've also been in those situations, and that's just not an excuse for not doing your work. So make sure you plan ahead. So you're going to do the verification quiz. You're going to read the syllabus. You're going to maybe make some notes. I do have a quiz that you'll have to finish by the 26th of May on the introduction information and the syllabus. And that is your acknowledgement for the syllabus. I have you acknowledge the syllabus 2 ways. there's a button that you have to click after you read the syllabus, and that shows that you've acknowledged it. And then in the quiz, for the syllabus quiz, there's a question, and it basically just says, I have read the syllabus and acknowledged that I have read it, and you just click true, and that's your way of acknowledging it. Some courses will ask you to do a form, email it back to the instructor, but I do it just a little bit different. I do it more of an electronic way for the Blackboard course. So basically this week I want to make sure that you have your books. We do the Norton Field Guide and the Siegel Handbook. The Siegel Handbook is not an option. You are required to have it, and I will reference it a lot, and I do expect you to use it for your formatting with APA. APA is a very tricky formatting, and you really do need to use that handbook to help you get through it. And that's sort of basically what you're going to be doing these first couple of days. I also am asking you to do the discussion board. I want you to post an introduction so we can get to know each other better, and then I want you to respond to 2 classmates. So let's go ahead and just look at a few things on the side menu. Always use your left side menu, and like I had said, I have posted the syllabus. And you'll just click in there, and I am tracking to see if you clicked into it, so I'll have a list of who did and who didn't. And on your screen you'll have a little button right up under here, and you'll sort of click on that button to show me that you completed the task of reading the syllabus. I did give you some general information down here. The last day to drop the course is July 2nd. Hopefully nobody will need to do that. And please, before you drop, please make sure that you contact me. We need to have some communication about that through email for the registrar's office. I had a problem with a few students last semester just dropping, not contacting me, and it caused a lot of problems paperwork wise and record keeping wise for me and the registrar's office. So you don't want that to jeopardize your credit for the course, and I hope nobody wants to drop it. Hopefully your schedules won't get in the way of completing the online work, but if you do need to drop, just make sure you communicate with me online. I've put a few general policies here, but don't let this take the place of the syllabus. This is just more some headers and some quick information, but you need to open the syllabus. It's a Microsoft document, so you can just open it and read it. If you want to print it out, that's even better. Okay, then I've got some information just on me, and I've got my email there. I have a phone number there, but I wanted to remind you that I'm not on campus for the majority of the summer. I do travel a little bit. I go between 2 places during the summer, so I'm not physically at the JCC campus. If you needed to talk to me, I could call you, we could do a Skype session, we could email back and forth, whatever you need to do. I'll make sure I'm available, but I'm just not on the JCC campus. So you probably don't want to call this number because I will not be in my office this summer. But I do check emails quickly, and I try to pride myself in answering them quickly. If it goes more than a couple of hours, it's usually I might be asleep or I might be driving, but I answer them quickly. So I have had trouble in the past with a student using their personal account, their personal Gmail or another personal email, and sometimes that goes to spam, so make sure you're using the JCC email. Just a quick couple things about me. I live in Clayton. I love to go to the beach. Like I said, I go there a lot in the summer. I love to travel. I've got 2 dogs, and hopefully they'll be quiet if I'm doing a video from home this summer. And I have 2 kids. I have one daughter who lives in Norfolk. She was a middle college student at JCC and graduated fairly early and got her master's degree at 22. She lives in Norfolk. And then I have a son who is graduating from Corinth Holders High School this year, and he'll go to ECU in the fall. So that's just a quick overview of me. I'm an East Carolina graduate, so I love when my kids go to ECU, and both of them chose to go there. So that's a good thing. Okay, so let's go back over here to the side menu. I did just click on My Instructor, and that gives you an overview of who I am, where I am, how to get in touch with me. Here's the enrollment verification quiz, so you'll just click on that and take that quick little quiz to ensure that you're enrolled in the class properly. And then we have the weekly assignments. and I make each week live on that Monday. So you won't be able to see all the weeks at one time. I don't want you working ahead. This is a class that uses a scaffolding system, meaning that we do one thing and then the next thing sort of layers on top of the thing you did the previous week. So I'll probably explain that more in detail on the Monday announcement. But I can't let you work ahead. It gets too chaotic and it's hard for me to keep up with all the students and all the classes. So I really need you to just work on the week and what I've assigned that week. And a lot of students in the summer will say, well, I want to work 4 weeks ahead because we're going on a cruise. And it's fine if you're going on a cruise, but you'll have to make arrangements to have internet access and you'll have to make arrangements to be available during that week. Attendance-wise, you cannot miss more than 1 week or an equivalent of 1 week, and I do count that by the assignment. So if you miss the equivalent of a week's worth of assignments, you'll be dropped. So it's very important that you check in weekly. So week 1 is live to you right now, so I'm going to click on that, and then you'll see all the things. So the way I did it this week, hopefully it's not too confusing, but I tried to break it up today, the 16th through the 20th, so that's Thursday through Sunday, and these are all the introductory things, so that's in one little folder. And then I did more of the academic assignments Monday through Sunday of next week, and I've sort of outlined those for you. I try to always do that. I give you a little brief introduction to the assignment, and then I'll always have sort of a breakdown of the dates when things are due and what you're being asked to do on those dates. So I also try to put them in bold. I'm not saying I'll be perfect in every aspect of that, but I always try to go back and put those in bold so they'll stand out. I would strongly suggest that you get a paper calendar. I love my iPhone. I use it all the time. I have a calendar there. I have a calendar in my computer. But for all of my deadlines for school, I put them in a paper calendar. That way when I'm working on school, I have it out on my desk, and it's a lot easier to keep up with them. You're going to think you're going to remember it, but then a lot of things will get in the way and you'll forget. So you can always pick up a calendar from the dollar store or the Dollar General. You can also print off just like fillable calendars online. So you can go to Google and type in printable calendars and you can just print them off there and keep them in your notebook. But I think that's the best way, especially in the summer with so many dates coming at you at one time. I think it's good to write those down. So anyway, that's sort of that. So usually you'll just have one of these, but this first week you'll have two. I sort of did the week 1 Thursday through Monday, and then week 1 Monday through Sunday. And that's just because we have these extra days sort of tagged on to the week. Starting Monday, you're going to be working on your topic selection for the semester. You'll pick one topic this semester. It has to have something to do with your career field or your college major that you intend to complete. So I also have some sort of do's and don'ts for topic selection. If you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to email me. I'll help you through the process. But I have a couple of topics here that you can't do, and that's just because they're overdone, they're cliched. A lot of students do them over and over in a lot of different classes, and I just want you to have original work. So we'll talk about that more in the Monday video. Then I have a link to the research logs. I will have those ready for you on Monday, so don't worry about that in these few days, Thursday through Sunday. But on Monday, that's when I want you to post in your research log. So don't even click on that today. It'll be ready for you on Monday. I have to manually load all the students in for their private research logs, and I always like to wait and get the final roster so I know that I'm putting the right names in. So that's why I haven't set that up yet, but it'll be set up this weekend once I sort of verify all the students in the class. And I don't like to do that the first day because sometimes people drop or they thought they were going to take the class and they don't, so I just sort of wait until that roster is ready. I did also link you to the discussion board. You have 2 discussion boards over these this week 1 You have one where you're going to just put an introduction. I will also post an introduction, and then you have to respond to 2 classmates. Your posts on my discussion boards have to be a minimum of 350 words, and then you have to respond to 2 classmates with 150 word responses each. I grade your discussion boards, and if you don't meet the minimum for the word count, you get points taken off. So it's not an option. Make sure you follow those protocols. Your first discussion board, like I said, is your introduction, and your second one will deal with your career topic, which again we'll sort of talk about on Monday. And then I've gone ahead and included your introductory quiz, which is not due until next Sunday, not this Sunday, but the 26th. And then I included the chapters 1 through 4 quiz, which is also due on the 26th. So I sort of front-loaded a lot of things ahead of time for you. The only exception was the research logs. So that's the week 1. It looks like a lot, but again, we have some extra days in there. So I've linked you to everything, but you can also access everything over in the left side menu. So if you wanted to go straight to the discussion boards, you just click there and it'll show you everything. And then if you want to post, you just click on the little purple words, and then you want to create a thread. Make sure you always put a subject, and it doesn't hurt. So like if I was doing this, I could put Susan Austin's well. Let me go back. I messed that up a little bit, but that's okay. I was trying to talk and look and everything. Let me go back and delete that. I'm going to show you. Let me show you again. All right, so we're going to create a thread, and I'm going to put Susan Austin's introduction. And then you're going to go down into the text box, and you'll just type whatever you want to type for your introduction. So you can do it one of 2 ways. You can just go ahead and type straight in there if you want to, or you can go into a Word document and then copy and paste it in. The one thing I don't want you to do is to save your introduction as a file and then just post the link. So I want you to have all of your information here in this text box, so when we go into it, we can see what you typed. We don't want to have to do multiple clicks. So make sure you do a subject line, and then you want to type straight into this text box. There is an option to browse your computer for a file that you've saved, but don't do that. Okay, again, if you have any questions, just ask, and I'll be glad to answer those in an email. Okay, like I said, the research logs aren't ready yet. They'll be ready for Monday. And there are a couple other things in here. There's a course navigation guide if you want to use that. There's also a textbook folder. And if you're wondering what books you need, here they are. I tried to show you the covers. I believe there's a new edition out of the Norton Field Guide for fall, but this summer we're just using the previous edition. You should be fine with either one of those editions. And then the Seagull, the little Seagull, this has the blue cover. This is the 3rd edition. There may be a 4th edition out, but you would be fine with the 3rd edition. So there's that. I was going to see if there was anything else. One of the things I wanted to point out was the resources. I may add to this, but here's Smart Thinking. You can always upload your papers here, and there's an online tutor that will review it, and they'll give you feedback. I think you get up to 8 hours a semester, so you should have no trouble using that in the summer. If you have trouble, please let me know, and I'll let someone know that it's not working. I also have linked you to the library website, the Career Center, in case you're looking for a summer job. They do a great job there. And there are a couple other little things in here, like links for formatting with APA. If you get really frustrated with that, I've tried to give you some links. I've also given you a technical help folder where some of the tutorials are in there for that. And I need to change this. The spring calendar shouldn't be there. I'll replace that with the summer calendar. Okay, so I think that's about it. One more thing. For every assignment, I have student samples in here. So as a department, we've gathered some student samples to help you see what maybe a good assignment should look like. But I wanted to point out, it'll open. So if you ever see sample annotated bibliography, that means that's a generic one. That's one that we've put together through the department. If you see the one that has my name attached, it's my students that I've graded, and it's ones that I've sort of pulled in here just that look good. These students made an A. It doesn't mean they're perfect. I don't go in and make corrections, but it means that they made a 90 or above. So I think that's a good thing to look at when you're doing those major assignments to help you see what a good assignment looks like. And then we'll do peer reviews and things like that along the way that will also help you polish. I am a stickler for polished assignments. You do not want to write something the night before and turn it into me. You probably won't be happy with your grade. So I try to put a lot of things in here to help you polish your assignments and to do multiple drafts. And I know you're probably new here and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do one draft and turn it in, but I'm telling you, don't do that. You need to do lots of drafts, at least 4, maybe 5 drafts per assignment. But the good thing is I have a lot of lead-in assignments, and that's sort of forcing you to do some drafts. So I'm not trying to scare you off with that. Students have really responded well to that system where I'm sort of giving you small tasks to do along the way, and then that leads you into the assignment, and hopefully that helps you do well with the assignment, and that helps you succeed with the assignment. So anyway, I'm sorry I went on too long, but I just wanted to explain, just like I would at a face-to-face class, what I expect and how to navigate Blackboard. If you do have any questions, if you can't find something, if it's your first time on Blackboard and it just doesn't make sense, let me know. I will answer emails. I did want to make sort of a brief announcement that on Thursday and Friday of this week, I may not be on my computer as much as usual because I'm having a medical procedure, and so I'll sort of be in and out with that. Nothing major. It's just sometimes when you have to go to the doctor or the dentist, you're not really available via email, but I will try my best to stay in contact with you. But if there's a little bit of a lag with me getting back to you, that's why. So as of probably Friday night, everything should be back to normal. So anyway, I look forward to working with you this semester. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you took on the challenge of a summer class. They're not always easy because they go quickly, but I know you'll be successful, and I'm here to help you be successful, and I look forward to working with you.